You know, sometimes you've got to grab the microphone. Welcome, everybody, tonight. Got a big night ahead of us. I've got so much loaded up here and ready to go. I'm just trying to get a couple of last things in order here. And we should be good to go. There it is. Awesome. Well, it's nice to see all of you tonight. It is going to be good. Everything is queued up and ready to go. Been a pretty tough day in Ukraine, and today has been quite challenging. And lots of things have changed over the past 23 hours since we were together. In fact, hey there, Jeremy Teeple. Welcome from Canada, buddy. In fact, over the last 24 hours, lots of things have changed. We finished the program last night, and probably, so that would have been about 10 o'clock Eastern. Oh, hold on. First of all, I've got to say a big hello to my grandmother watching tonight in Portsmouth, Virginia. My grandmother is watching tonight in Portsmouth, Virginia. She is 90. I don't know how old she is. 91, 90, 92. Knoxville, Tennessee in the house. Oh, and by the way, Knoxville, Tennessee, check out the t-shirt today. New t-shirt. Lennon Harold, Mr. Baseball, 91 years old. I'm standing with Ukraine. Came in as a gift today in the mail. So thank you to the Knoxville, Tennessee crew. And Granny is 91 years old. So welcome to the program tonight, Granny. Hope you enjoy watching your grandson make grandfather proud. My grandfather was a World War II veteran. And if he was alive right now, I'm just telling you, he would be in Ukraine. The legend, Frank. But quite a veteran. He was a veteran of World War II, Korean War, and the Cuban Bay Missile Crisis, U.S. Navy. So welcome, Rose Jenna Lee. Welcome to you, Chesapeake, Virginia. And everybody's jumping in here. Great. So listen, lots of things have changed over the last 23 hours. Many, many things. In fact, pretty interesting. A lot of you guys have been sending me messages during the day. Hey there, Mikey Gymnatus. Clear Lake, California in the house tonight. What's up, Texas, Canada? Look at that. We're just everywhere, folks. Thank you for being here each evening as we give the updates. Things really changed over the last 23 hours. Many of you have been messaging me today, just privately through messages and different things about the chemical warfare and all of these things that you're hearing in the media. Tonight, I'm going to prove to you that not everything you read is true. And I think I told you guys about the chemical weapons like 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 4 days ago. I told you this was coming. And now it's coming. In fact, today, Ukraine released an official statement on it. And we'll look at that in just a few minutes. So today's tough day. Last night after I got off of the stream, that'd have been what, 10 o'clock? Probably about 12:30 a.m. the war changed because a couple of cities were bombed at 12:30 in the morning, 1 a.m. Jania and I immediately started talking on the phone, and I will show you why this changes things. But 2 airports were destroyed today. The deal is where they are on the map. I'm going to help you understand that in just a few moments. So, this morning, I want to show you a couple of video clips to get started here. This morning, a man went downtown Kharkov, where he works, to see the damage. Remember, there are still people in these cities. And I'm going to show you, this is Kharkov, Ukraine. And the man is just walking around the street where he works. And I won't translate it. You can just hear him while he's talking. But he's basically saying, this is the street I walk every day. This is the street I work on. This is my beautiful Kharkov. It is gone. It is destroyed. How is this possible? I can't believe it. That's basically what he is saying. So I will not translate this for you, but you'll feel it.
Просто апокалипсис какой-то. Я ничего подобного в жизни не видел вживую. Я вам серьезно говорю, это шок.
I'm in shock.
Только сейчас я вижу последствия того, что я пережил позавчера. Из какого ада я выбрался. По этой улице я эвакуировался. По этой улице я уходил. И вот там чуть дальше меня ждала моя группа. И оттуда мы отсюда уехали. Если бы мы уехали позже или не уехали, мы попали бы еще вот в эту добавочку. Вы понимаете вообще, чего я избежал? Вот так нас принуждают к миру. Вот такая спецоперация Путина на Донбассе, а разбомблен Харьков, в котором никогда со времен Второй мировой не было войны. Смотрите все, смотрите весь мир, как Путин разрушает мой город, как путинские оккупанты разрушают мирный Харьков, в котором не было войны 80 лет. Наш город, который мы строили своими руками, который красивее любой вашей российской помойки, в который вы приезжали и вас встречали как родных. Город, в котором вас любили. Город, в котором вам всегда дали бы приют, вам и вашим детям. Вы превратили его в руины. Это международное преступление, и вы за него будете отвечать. Запомните. Смотрите все, показывайте всем. Распространяйте эти видео. Не молчите. Душегуб убивает наших детей. Вы должны это распространять. Репост, лайк и репост. Вы не можете мир равнодушно смотреть на разрушение моего города.
Well, buddy, I just did. I liked it, and I shared it, and I posted it with a lot of people. Folks, it looks like a movie for us, but it's not. It's real. You know, I'm working on something to share with you guys maybe tomorrow night. It's a picture of each city. It's a picture of each city. And so you can see the beauty of the city. I want to show you something now. Let's see. Not this. I'm going to talk about this in a moment. I want to show you something. The city Chernobyl, north of Kyiv. Let's zoom in here. This city has been in the news a lot, just for the destruction. So you can see it here. It's basically north of Kyiv, northeast of Chernobyl, and this city, Chernobyl, I know it has an H, but you sound a G, Belarus, and then Russia, and then right over here is Sumy, but Chernihiv is a beautiful, beautiful city. And I've got a couple things prepared for this. I want to show you a little bit of before and after of this beautiful city. Check this out. No sound. No sound needed. Today, in that same city, their sports complex, their stadium, folks, this is a big city, a couple 100,000 people, 250, 300, regional center. Their sports stadium was destroyed today. NATO closed the sky. So that is a view of Chernobyl. Real stuff, folks. Now over on another channel, I can't bring all the chat in where everybody can see it when I'm on this main page here. So I just want to say hey there to Rick Powers and Ro Gammon, Richmond, Virginia, Linda Cassio, Bob Green, Tennessee, the Olds Guards from Marysville, California, Rose Gentilini, Chesapeake, Virginia, Kay Medbury, welcome to you. Ted Morris, I can't complain about the rising cost of gasoline when those in Ukraine are experiencing true brutal hardship. No comparison, you know what I mean. Pastor Ron Barnes, Sacramento, California. He's a guest quite often on the program. My heart is so heavy from the weight of this information. JD Rivera in Texas. That sucks, dude. Yeah. So now I want to also just catching you up, and then we're going to look at what's going on like we do each night. I'm going to tell you what Zelensky said today. All of those things. We're going to spend a little bit of time on Mariupol. Justin Lucy, that's a good point. If NATO gets involved, you could be drafted. You willing? I'm willing. I'm 49. In fact, if I was a young man again and was not married with my children, I would already be there. But true. Zaporozhye today has become a major battle area. And Zaporozhye today, a Ukrainian guy, just a little while ago, walking through Zaporozhye, took a little video of the power plant. This is the nuclear power plant. This is a Ukrainian worker at the power plant. He really can't do that, folks, but he wants the world to see. And I was sent this today. That is the Russian military there occupying the Zaporozhye nuclear power plant. And Ukrainians are still working there under the guard of the Russians. But he wanted that video to get out because there's so much misinformation. Russia does control that. I did see Kelly John there. God bless you. Omaha, Nebraska. First time I watched your program, love your show. Kelly John, Omaha, Nebraska. Welcome to you. We look forward to telling the truth. Now, within the last couple of hours, and even up until right now, the city of Nikolaev is completely under major attack. Folks, we're not talking a bomb here and there. We're talking there is an all-out assault on Nikolaev right now. Nikolaev has two names. It's either Mykolaiv or Nikolaev, but I'm going to show you on the map. Go down to the south, and you have Kherson, which is occupied. You have Odessa, where the attack is coming next. And right above it, you have the city of Mykolaiv or Nikolaev. Right now, within the last couple of hours, these are the types of attacks that have started on Mykolaiv. I'm going to show you that, and then we're going to get into the stuff tonight. Folks, that is Nikolaev. They're under all-out assault tonight. I have a feeling that one of the reasons that Nikolaev is under assault tonight is because their mayor is such a great guy. And every day, he's the guy I showed you a picture, 4 or 5 days ago. He was kicked back with his socks up and up on the desk. He's just been very, very direct the entire time, saying, we're going to hold our ground. We're going to hold our ground. We're going to defend Ukraine. I'm not sure it hasn't gotten personal now for the city of Nikolaev, but it's pretty serious. So let's get into some stuff tonight. I want to show you a picture of a guy there his name is Victor Chibai. This is a picture that was sent to me just a couple of hours ago. You see Zhenya there and Victor. I want you to know Victor. Victor and I have been very close friends for 25 plus years, equally as Zhenya and I there. In fact, you can see just a little while ago, Victor and I had that picture taken together, he and his wife, Alla. And you can see the smiles on the face. We were at a service. I was ministering that night. We're hugging and smiling. And look what war does. I don't think there's any better descriptive picture here. Look what war does. That's Victor and I and his wife at a church service. And that's Victor just a few moments ago, a couple of hours ago, in a bunker with Zhenya as the sirens were going off and they had to go to protection. They were working together and they went to the bunker together. Zhenya is not supposed to film this, and he cannot show military. That is completely illegal. But this is okay. Just a little quick clip here of 2 hours ago when Zhenya and Victor were in the bunker together.
Hey, this is a bomb shelter. Hi.
He called me from there, and I said, man, what do you do while you're in there? He goes, we sit, we're orderly, we care for each other, nobody says a word, and we're all ready to help each other. I said, how do you know when to get out? He goes, our city defense and our city guard, they're running all of the technology and the radars. There will be a release signal. But then we have to wait. All the bomb shelters have to wait because once they release, they still wait an additional 7 or 8 minutes. And then once that happens, the military and the guard comes and gets them and tells them that they are able to go. I want to show you guys something strange that I think is strange. Somebody sent this to me. Definitely, at least strange. Life is strange. And I know, listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I am a literalist, realist, and I look for the facts and the truth. I don't chase and waste my time with conspiracies. I'd rather hunt the truth. But numbers are interesting. And I broke this down to make sure it was accurate what I was sharing with you. But World War I started on the 28th day of July, 1914. You take the day, 28, plus the month, 7, plus the first two numbers of the year and the last two numbers of the year. You add them up, it equals 68. World War II started on the first day of the 9th month, 1939, when Nazi Germany invaded Poland. You add those numbers up, 68. The invasion of Ukraine, now the war with Ukraine. Date, it started on the 24th of February, 2022. You add the 24 to the month, to the first two numbers, to the last two numbers, and it equals 68. It isn't a coincidence. Numbers rule. We shall see. I just thought it was pretty interesting. I'm not a numerologist, but definitely interesting. Here's some numbers for you. No, that is not the United States. That is Ukraine. Earlier today, a friend of mine was filling his tank in Khmelnytsky, Ukraine. He called me. He says, Greg, how much is gas in Pennsylvania? I said, I don't know, 430, 440. He goes, man, and y'all are not in war, and you have jobs and an economy. I said, yeah, how much is your gas a gallon? Of course, it's by liter there, but we calculated it. In Ukraine, in a war zone with no economy, no jobs, no infrastructure, it is $6.15 a gallon. So when you think about refugees fleeing, when you think about buses, when you think about cars, when you think about all the ministries that we're investing in, we're helping so they can even have fuel to run the refugees and do the work of the ministry. In fact, I want to tell you one story tonight. A family that was picked up by our refugee center there in Khmelnytsky. Zhenya and the team went out to pick this family up, and it was right after that siren where they had to go underground, and this family was brought to the outskirts of town. They were supposed to be brought to the refugee center there at the train station area in Khmelnytsky, but the driver took their money and dropped them off on the outskirts of town in just at a gas station on the road to Yarmolentsy. Well, when the warning came, this family had to leave the gas station. No bomb shelter, but they're not allowed to be on like gas station premises. That's logical. So the family, cold, had to go out and just stand in the cold. They were just left there. Word got, of course, to Khmelnytsky, and our team went out and was able to secure that family, pick them up, and they are now being cared for. I was able to talk to them a little bit as well, and it was good. 2.5 million refugees as of today. Here's an article out of Poland. Anybody here read Polish? I do not either, but I do have it translated. Warsaw and Krakow Poland has been the best ally of Ukraine in Warsaw and Krakow, two major cities. I've been in both of them. Beautiful. They've reached their limit. They've accepted 300,000 Ukrainians and are helping infrastructure, housing, jobs, government services, healthcare. But they came out today and said, listen, other nations, you have to help us because we've reached our limit for these major cities. So, Poland, they are an amazing nation doing amazing work. But, there are limits. Edmund Burke, quite a brilliant guy in the 1700s in England, Scotland. He was an orator. He was a politician. He was a theologian. He was in government. Just a brilliant man. He is the guy that said the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. This is why we're here every night, and that is why every night you are here, or later you're watching the YouTube or the Facebook broadcast. You're getting the truth and the update of what's really going on, not from your newspaper or your TV. And I'm going to tell you, in fact, I'm just going to show you right now misinformation. This is from the BBC, and I like the BBC overall, but they put out the story this afternoon that the Kharkov nuclear plant is intact despite shelling. Okay, there's the headline for you. This is BBC. I'll just scroll up. BBC, Kharkov nuclear plant intact despite shelling. Folks, that's why you need to come here. There is no nuclear plant in Kharkov. There is an institute that teaches nuclear science and has samples there. There's no plant. It's just, I'm just going to tell you the truth every time, because there's no nuclear plant in Kharkov, period. So here, I'm just going to tell you the truth. So the truth is, we can't be silent. We've got to tell the real story. We've got to share it. And together, we are doing all that we can. Lots of people are doing everything that they can. For example, I have communications with the group Anonymous. You guys know that band of hackers that disrupt things in the world. So fortunately, I have a connection there. Had a video sent to me today. This afternoon in Moscow, Anonymous hacked a coffee shop there. And it'd be like a Starbucks chain, but it's a Russian company. And here is a video of what their receipt machines began to print out. Stop Putin. The receipt machines just started printing. Stop Putin. And the girls walking the coffee shop are just looking. Stop Putin. Folks, I'm telling you, people are doing things, whatever they can. There are some interesting things that are coming up also. Today, Dmitry Kuleba, the prime minister, I'll just show you a little clip. I'll translate it for you.
Сьогодні ми, українці, знаємо на 100%, що Україна буде членом Європейського Союзу. Тепер це питання часу. Якщо до, скажімо там, початку війни ми гіпотетично мріяли про те, що колись ми станемо членами Євросоюзу, то тепер ми однозначно ними станемо.
Let me tell you what he said. He said, today, make no mistake about it, Ukraine will join the EU. It is a 100% guarantee. Folks, what that's doing is stoking the fire. The fires are being stoked right now. And I'm concerned that this is just going to continue to go very, very, very sideways. Devastating. In fact, even Zhenya told me today, goes, Greg, there's a whole lot more military in our city today, a lot more security. We're getting more air raid warnings. I said, bud, it's coming. You know, they've hit these cities around you, which I'll show you in just a moment. With that Edmund Burke statement, the scripture Ezekiel chapter 11, verses 1 through 4, I think is applicable. Scripture says in Ezekiel, then the Spirit lifted me up and brought me to the gate of the house of the Lord that faces east. There at the entrance of the gate were 25 men, and I saw among them Jazaniah, son of Azer, and Pelatiah, son of Benaiah, leaders of the people. Pay attention to verse 2. The Lord said to me, Son of man, these are the men who are plotting evil and giving wicked advice in this city. They say, haven't our houses been recently built? The city is a pot, and we are the meat in it. Then the Lord speaks to them, therefore, prophesy against them. Prophesy, Son of man. Speak the truth. Declare the things of God. Declare the truth against the evil plans. That is exactly every night until this is over what we're going to do. We're going to declare the truth. And you as well, when you're out and about in your neighborhoods, in your circles, in your friends, and when you hear craziness, just tell them the truth. Tell them the truth that you know, that you're studying, not that you've heard or some video you've watched. Make sure your opinions are educated and your understanding of what really is happening is, you know, has some knowledge and wisdom to it. But share the truth. We must share the truth. It's a biblical principle. Zielinski, every night you come here because if you watch Fox, they're probably not translating Zielinski for you, or CNN or Newsmax or whatever you guys watch. I do not watch any of them. I watch foreign news. Zielinski, what did he say today? His first statement today in his morning address was directed to Poland when he was talking to them. He says, I feel that we already have formed an extremely strong alliance with Poland, although it's informal, but our union is growing out of reality, not words on paper. NATO. You've got to read between the lines. NATO. He goes, ours is out of reality. Zielinski goes on to say, if God wills and we win this war, we will share the victory with our brothers and sisters of Poland. This is our greatness, and this also is your greatness. Thank you. Regarding the city of Melitopol, which we have been following quite a bit. In fact, I'll give you the map on that. Melitopol. So we talked about Mykolaiv, Kherson, but come over here to Melitopol, basically halfway between Kherson and Mariupol, a very good sized city, very important city. It has been taken, and something very important happened there today. Zielinski said the kidnapping of the mayor of Melitopol is a war crime and against democracy. I assure you that 100% of all people in all democratic countries will know about this, and the actions of the Russian occupiers will be equated with actions of ISIS terrorists. The mayor was kidnapped today out of his office. I'll show you a video clip of it from security cam, and you can look right up at the top where it says Plashad Fonta, which is the square by the mayor's office, and you will see him being whisked away. Let's look toward the top. That is the moment when the mayor was taken out of his office by the Russian soldiers and whisked away. That city is already under Russian control. Here's what's happening. In the cities that are occupied, the government that is in place is basically being forced to observe what the Russian army, military, and government wants them to do, how they want them to function, what they want them to say. I'll tell you another story about that in just a moment, but that is Melitopol. Zelensky made one more statement today about Mariupol. Mariupol, which we've been watching. We will talk more about that in a moment, but this is the city of disaster. It was the name of the program tonight, Tragedy in Mariupol. Zelensky made a statement about Mariupol. He says, Mariupol remains blocked by the enemy. Russian troops did not let our help into the city. They continue to torture our people. But tomorrow we will still try again to send water, food, and medicine there. Now, I told you guys that this morning, early or late last night, the attacks rained down on Lutsk. It's not Lutsk, it's Lutsk. The airport and infrastructure was attacked. Also in Ivano-Frankivsk. This is a problem. This was, you'll see, this was out of somebody's window in Lutsk about 20 hours ago. So, folks, why is that important? Well, I'm going to show you why. The war changed today. The reason the war changed today is, here's a map of Western Ukraine. Look to the far left and the top. That is the city of Lutsk. You say, hold on. There's been no fighting over there. Exactly. I now want you to go down to the bottom left. That bottom left red diamond there. That's the city of Ivano-Frankivsk. Their airport was destroyed today. The city to the right of Lutsk, back up to the top, Rovna. They are under, they're just waiting for their airport to be destroyed. Lutsk and Ivano-Frankivsk. Of course, Zhytomyr has been demolished. Kyiv, of course, is besieged, pretty much encircled, but they have a fortress there and they are defending well. Down to the south, straight down in the middle, is the Transnistria region of between Moldova and Ukraine, completely Russian occupied. Over to the far right in the bottom is the town of Dnieper or Dnipro. It used to be called Dnepropetrovsk, but it's Dnipro. It is a ginormous city, and the attacks now have begun in Dnipro. If you go straight up from that on the right, of course, you see Sumy, you come back to Chernobyl, and then Kyiv. But the interesting thing is, why has it changed? Because now the attacks are happening in the West. It's almost like a new front is being opened, and some infrastructure is being weakened. And I have the green circle. This is where our teams are. This is where our partners are. This is where we support is Khmelnytsky. They are ministering 24/7. And we are doing a wonderful job, all of us together, Bethel Life, and PK doing his brilliance with the administration of the finances. Every penny plus is going there. And folks, we're smashing it. We have raised over $30,000. Do I need to repeat that? We, all around this country, working together. Many of you have donated from watching the program. And let me tell you something. It's there. We send it in segments. Because we have to be careful. We want to make sure every penny gets there plus. So we send it in segments, and it's there. Every penny, other than what is segmented out to be sent. So how about that good news? We had a goal for 10. Then we hit 20. And now we're over 30. And if I tell you the truth, we're actually pushing 40. I think we're above 35. If PK's in here tonight, of course, he'll tell me. Shoot, we going for 50 now, baby. We're going for 50. Even if you say, okay, I'm going to give $25 a week. Do it. Oh, we're not going to dinner with the family tonight. All right, I'll make a joke for you. I'm only going to get 5 gallons of gas instead of 10. I'm sending $1,000. Hey, regardless, we are responding, and a big thank you to that. Now, you have to look a little deeper. The West has started to be bombed. When Lutsk and Ivano-Frankivsk, I've been to all these cities. I've been to Ivano-Frankivsk many times. It's so beautiful. The airport's destroyed. Lutsk, beautiful. But when you look at it, in the West is now getting attacked. Very concerned for Khmelnytsky, Ternopil. Vinnytsia already been attacked. Airport's destroyed. I didn't even mark that one. But you have to understand, here is directly today where the general staff was updating Vladimir Putin, and I will translate for you. What was stated to Vladimir Putin was everything that we planned is going according to plan. So logically, that would even include, how the West is 50K. Let's get 100. Dude, we're going to. But let's just go. Let's go 10 at a time on the goal. It just feels good to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Today, battle plans were released for Odessa, and this is directly from Ukraine. So it's going to come from the left, from the Transnistria region between Moldova and Ukraine. It's going to come from the sea. Ships are repositioning. They went back to Crimea. They refueled, resupplied, whatever ships do. I'm not a Navy guy. My grandfather was. And then also, this is why they are demolishing tonight. If you look up there, this map is written in Russian, but on the right at the top, that is Nikolaev in the Russian language, or Mykolaiv. That's that city that's being demolished right now, because this is the way they want to come and secure Odessa. Folks, strategically, Odessa, it's like Kharkov for Kyiv, Mariupol. You're talking about a major city, port, infrastructure, wealth, access into the central part of the nation. It's going to be vital. It's going to be extremely serious. With that, today, this was released from the Syrian army, preparing, and some are already there to come and battle. This is getting deeper. It's getting deeper. That's Syria, the Syrian army, supporting Russia. Some are already there, and more are coming. You realize this is a battle between good and evil. There's corruption everywhere, folks. The globe is full of corruption. But in the core of this battle, it's a battle between good and evil. It's a battle between light and darkness. That's why we've got to stay consistent and do our part. This is from the Wall Street Journal, and I want you to know this. I'm not showing any American media during these evening updates. I'm giving you direct from Ukraine or Poland or active, accurate journalism right there in Ukraine. But this was in the Wall Street Journal that the Ukraine MiG-29 fiasco gets worse because what happens, and this is when Poland was going to go ahead and give Ukraine MiG-29s, and Poland had asked the United States just to replenish the supply that they would give so that they could protect themselves, or NATO would be able to protect Poland in case the war came to Poland. And Poland, no problem, ready to go. Well, it turns out, and this is the Wall Street Journal reporting, that the United States was actually going to do this, but it was President Joe Biden that personally vetoed the transfer of airplanes to resupply Poland. That, my friends, is quite fishy. This is a release from the Ministry of Ukraine today. I snipped it even from their website. You can see up at the top, gov.ua. They would say gov.ua. In this release, and that is dated today, the 11th, they warned and documented that right now they are expecting and predicting a chemical warfare attack, and they are expecting that Moscow will blame it on Ukraine, and they are documenting it. Kuleba has documented it, and now the official Ukrainian government has documented the 11th of March, and that's what it's written there in the Ukrainian language. We are expecting a chemical attack. We are expecting false flag event. We are expecting untruths to be told, and we are writing it down right now for the world to see. Today, Belarus was fired upon. It's a fact. Belarus was fired upon. But Belarus was fired upon by 2 Russian jets. And that set the stage for this. President Lukashenko then traveled to Moscow. Folks, 45-minute flight. These places are close, remember. And he and Vladimir Putin met today. Lukashenko, and I quote, said, "If Russia did not begin the operation, we, meaning Belarus, were to be attacked by Ukraine." Lukashenko. They then met, and now they are going to cooperate at a higher level, and warnings have went out through Ukraine starting as of 9 o'clock Kyiv time tonight, which would have been for, what is it, almost 5, 10, 7, 8 hours ago. From 8 hours ago on, Ukraine is prepared and expecting an attack from Belarusia. And this was set up. It's already been set up, but it was the dog and pony show happened today. Here's a quick view of Lukashenko and Putin having a conversation today. But one thing I want you to pay attention to, you know, when Vladimir Putin meets with other world leaders, I'm sure you've seen the picture. He's got that long table. It's like 50 feet long. And he sits at one end and the world leader sits at the other, right? That's not how he talks with Lukashenko. Look how he and Lukashenko are talking today at the Kremlin.
Не мы на них нападали, не мы. Превентивно ВСУ начали стрелять, когда еще мы с вами за 2 дня были у вас дома. К сожалению. Да, мы это с вами сидели в вертолете и докладывали постоянно. Они начали. А я сейчас вам покажу, откуда на Беларусь готовилось нападение. И если бы за 6 часов до операции не был нанесен
not us doing
превентивный удар по
anything, it's
позициям.
them.
4 позиции, я сейчас покажу, карту привез.
I've been telling you
Они
this, it's not
атаковали
us.
наши войска Беларуси и России, которые были на учениях. Поэтому не мы развязали эту войну, у нас совесть чиста. Хорошо, что начали. Биологическое оружие.
There you have it, folks. That's what you call a dog and pony show. But I've, shared with you to start tonight. We're going to get you out here in just a couple of minutes. Today, things really changed with the bombings in the west of the airports, with Lukashenko and Putin talking today, with the attack that is happening right now in Nikolaev. Things have really, really changed. I want to tell you the story here right quick about the city mayor of the city Gorodny. That's the sign going into the city. His name was Roman Macass, and just want to honor that guy today. The city's captured, and he was being forced to set up a puppet government, do what the Russian military was telling him. And that gentleman today took his life. He says, I will not. I am Ukrainian, and I will not do what you're telling me to do. City of Gorodny, Ukraine. That is the reality. This is the picture of the mayor of Melitopol. I've shown you many videos of Melitopol over the last couple of weeks where the people are dancing even in the face of their occupiers and celebrating Ukraine. Well, this is the young mayor, and he is the guy. That's his picture. Finally, Mariupol. This is a picture of how it's surrounded. Armored vehicles, tanks, ships, explosions, the university, the maternity hospital, the port, the shopping center, residences, the mass grave. Folks, it's absolutely sad. I tried to find out who this guy was today. I asked my guys in Ukraine to figure it out, and all they could come up with was this is one of the military leaders of the regiment of the Ukrainian military, still there, surrounded in Mariupol. He makes a plea. It has translation at the bottom, and you'll be able to read. But folks, this is worth seeing. Mariupol, Ukraine.
Зараз піде про Маріуполь. Справа в тому, що ситуація в цьому місті, м'яко кажучи, надзвичайно складна. І, скоріш за все, вже правильно називати її катастрофою. Адже це місто знаходиться в повному оточенні вже давно. Там є проблеми з опаленням, з електропостачанням, а віднедавна ще й є суттєві проблеми з харчуванням та питною водою. І окрім всього цього, російські військові абсолютно свідомо знищують це місто. Вони абсолютно свідомо знищують місцеве населення, знаючи, що вони стріляють саме по місцевих, а не по військових. Вони свідомо стріляють по пологових будинках, по лікарнях. Щоб ви могли скласти собі реальну картину, що там відбувається, то приведу такий приклад. Місцеві вже навіть не ховають всі трупи цивільних, які лежать на вулицях. І в кращому випадку їх скидають в спільні братські могили. Я захоплююсь тими воїнами, які зараз захищають, самовіддано захищають це місто. Це люди-герої. Але допомога потрібна від нас всіх. Ми всі сьогодні маємо згуртуватись для того, щоб врятувати Маріуполь. І я звертаюсь до всіх, до журналістів, до політиків, до дипломатів, до представників нашої влади та представників інших країн. Ми сьогодні всі разом маємо врятувати Маріуполь. Від цього залежить майбутнє всієї країни. І скажу вам так, що зелені коридори тут вже нічим не допоможуть. Адже в цих зелених коридорах росіянам лише легше вбивати місцеве населення. Та й виїжджати їм немає куди. Ми сьогодні всі маємо вимагати повного припинення вогню по Маріуполю. Весь світ має цього вимагати. Ми маємо сьогодні деблокувати це місто для того, щоб дати йому шанс на життя.
Folks, that gentleman states it perfectly. You know, this could be, if it's not rescued, when this is all said and done, shocking. You do understand that this is a city of pushing 500,000 people. 500,000. And they've not been able to escape. Sure, a few here have, a few there have, but we're talking the mass exodus has not happened. They are completely surrounded and they are being shelled, and that city is being razed, much like Kharkov. If this is not remedied by the world and humanity, this is a tragedy. And in the coming weeks and months, we're going to turn around and people are going to go, oh my goodness, how did 100,000 people die there? How did 250,000 people die there? Because we let it happen. This guy is right. But I want you to tell you something and close with this tonight. Somehow through this, I try to give you hope, give you a smile. That guy, the military, making those statements, telling the world, you have to come. He even said the green quarters, they don't work. They just kill us. Right now, please hear me. It is 10:02. Getting ready to sign off for tonight and see you in 23 hours. 7:02 in California. What time is it in Mariupol? It's 5:02 a.m. It's still dark. Thousands upon thousands of people are in bunkers, bomb shelters, basements, underground systems, in complete darkness, freezing cold, with no clean water, no food, no heat. And all they hear are the explosions. But I'm going to share with you tonight the power of the Ukrainian spirit. You may ask, PG, why are you doing this every night? Why am I doing this every night? I'm going to show you why I'm doing this every night. That's why I'm doing it every night. These are my friends. These are my family members. Over one half of my life, I have worked with these people. They are family. They would die for me, and I would die for them. I speak the language. I know the culture. I know Ukraine from top to bottom and from left to right. I've spent over 2 years of my life inside of Ukraine. I know this place, and I know the people. They're the greatest people on the planet. Their heart, their spirit is unbreakable. You're seeing that now maybe for the first time through somebody like Vladimir Zelensky, Vitaly Klitschko, the president and the mayor of Kyiv, and these other great leaders. Let me tell you something. That's really what Ukrainians are like. And while that guy was painting that picture, that only an international intervention is going to solve this, or we're going to end up with a major tragedy that will go down in history as unbelievable genocide. But right now, in the darks, in the depths, this is what's happening in Mariupol.
Пора на широкий суд, тем более и время такое подходящее. Мы, по-моему, Мариуполь еще больше любим после того, как он проходит какие-то испытания. Что-то я расслабился. Стоп. О.
You say, where's the video, PG? There is none. It's dark.
Старый добрый город, с тобой есть мы с детства крепкие друзья. Я уезжал, но возвращался вскоре, ведь без друзей счастливым быть нельзя. Ты подарил мне радость и удачу, ты научи стоять, а я пойду до побед вскоре. Как к морю, поговорю с морской волной, поспорю о том и сём, о пустяках, и о любви, и о деньгах, о жизни нашей непростой. Поговорю с морской волной, с тобой мы...
So, folks, there you have it. They're singing. They're encouraging. And they're loving. And they do not give up. Maybe the next time you pull up to the gas tank tomorrow and we're tempted to complain, we might ought to lay that down. Thank you for all that you're doing to help Ukraine. Thank you for being here every night. You don't realize this, but they watch this tomorrow. They really do. They see your comments. They see the hearts. They see the support. They can read the comments. That's why I pop them up there like this. And it brings them encouragement and smiles. They're sleeping right now. You're a part of supporting them and encouraging them spiritually, mentally, psychologically, financially. And of course, we're going to watch the truth. Thank you guys for all you're doing. If tomorrow has as many things unfold as today did, tomorrow night could be another full hour. But until then, we'll see what happens. We love you guys. May the Lord bless you. And may God bless Ukraine. We'll see you in 23 hours. Good night.